My name is Aditi, and this is going to be a 40-minute session. Vital Yoga class has been designed for people living a sedentary life. Here we will do purposeful and necessary movements that you are lacking in daily life. We will do some postures that you may have done before. However, here we will do them slowly and mindfully, feeling every stretch, breathing slow and deep, establishing a mind and body connection. We will also do some rhythmic movements that will increase your flexibility, reduce body ache, and improve your focus. So let's get started. Come and lie down on the mat. Keep your feet a good distance apart and let your feet relax so they naturally droop towards the outside. Keep your hands a good distance away from the body with the palms facing up. And then close your eyes and start to bring your focus onto the breath. Observe the pace of your breath and the subtle movements in your body as you breathe in and out. Notice as you inhale, the air traveling down your throat, filling up your lungs, pushing your rib cage outward and expanding your belly. And as you exhale, notice the belly fall in towards the spine. The rib cage settles back down over the lungs as the air travels back up your throat. Try and connect to the pace of your breath. Breathe in deeply all the way down to the abdomen and exhale slowly and completely. Connecting to your breath is a great way to start any yoga practice, as it helps to ground you in the present moment. It establishes a connection with your body and your mind and helps you be mindful as you go through this session. Take a couple of more deep breaths here. And then gently open your eyes. Now bring both knees into the chest and give it a nice hug. Squeeze the shins in towards the chest as much as possible. You can also bring your nose up to the knees to give an elongated stretch in your neck. And then relaxing your neck, start to sway your body from side to side. And then coming back to center, release your legs to the ground. Let's do some neck rotations. Gently move your neck from side to side. Make sure the movement is nice and slow and in sync with your breath. And come back to center. Now flatten the feet, bringing the heels as close to the hips as possible. You can either hold the back of the heels, grab onto the ankles, or firmly press your palms into the mat, whichever is most comfortable for you. As you inhale, push the pelvis up to the sky, squeezing the thighs in towards each other and squeezing the glutes. The chest will naturally come up towards the chin. And stay here for a couple of deep breaths. And and gently bring your pelvis back down to the ground. Release your shoulders, release your upper body. We're going to do this 2 more times. Each time we're going to hold for longer. So once again, inhale and raise your pelvis up. Push upwards through your lower and mid back. Squeeze your glutes and inner thighs towards each other and make sure that the weight distribution is even across your feet. Stay here and keep breathing deeply. Use the open chest to take in as much air as you possibly can, expanding the chest and the belly. And gently bring your hips back. Take a quick release of the shoulders here. Once again, inhale and lift the pelvis up. This time, see if you can go a little bit higher by shifting some of the weight into your feet, still making sure that your knees and ankles are aligned, and pushing up by squeezing your glutes so that your thighs become parallel to the mat. And keep breathing deeply. Take a couple of more deep breaths. And gently release the pelvis to the ground. Once again, bring your knees in towards the chest and give it a nice hug. You can bring your nose up to the knees if you'd like. And then releasing the neck, start rocking forwards and backwards, giving the length of your spine a good massage. And the next time you roll back, use that momentum to push and come into a seated position. Come sit in a cross-legged position in the center of your mat. Extend the right leg out to the side. Make sure that the toes are pointing back towards the torso. The left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Make sure that the back is straight. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, turn slightly to the right and fold over the leg. Now, it doesn't matter where you hold it from. You can choose the knee, the shin, ankles, toes, or heels. What's more important is that you feel the stretch in the right areas, which is your hips, your groin, and your lower back. Stay here for a couple of deep breaths. As you inhale, see if you can push the chest out towards the toes and reach forward. And as you exhale, allow your body to sink closer to the leg. And then extend your hands forward and rise up, bring the spine back to center. Release the arms and let's try this on the other side. Bring the right leg in and the left leg goes out. Make sure the toes are pointing back towards you and the spine is nice and straight. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, turn the body and fold over the left leg. Stay here for a few deep breaths, trying to reach your chest to your toes. Again, you can hold the knee, the shin, the ankles, or the toes, whichever is most comfortable for you. Use your breath to settle into this position. And reach the arms forward. Inhale up. Bring the spine back to center and release the arms. Now bring both legs in and turn over to come into a tabletop position. Make sure that the knees are stacked under the hips and the wrists are directly under the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and press the mat in through the fingertips and the outer edges of the hand. It takes some of the pressure off the wrists. And now as you inhale, pull the belly down towards the mat, opening up the chest and looking up. And as you exhale, arch the back, tucking the tailbone in and bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, belly down, chin up. And exhale, arch the back, chin to chest. Inhale, belly down, chin up. Exhale, arch the back. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one, inhale up. And exhale down. And then bring your spine back to neutral. Now let's get into a balancing pose that will help us set up for the rest of the session. Inhale to stretch the right leg back and extend through your toes like you were trying to touch something behind you. And then slowly, finding a focal point on the floor, extend the left arm forward like you were trying to reach something in front of you. Hold here, squeeze the stomach and the spine in towards each other for more stability. Keep breathing. And gently bring your limbs back to the floor. Let's try it on the other side. Extend the left leg back first, like you were reaching something behind you, and then slowly bring the right hand up. Keep the spine elongated and really stretch it out on both ends. And then slowly bring your arms and legs back to the ground. Now tuck the toes under and push up just for a moment to slowly walk your feet in between the hands. From here, give a nice deep bend in the knees, keep the feet apart, and let your torso hang. You can grab onto opposite elbows and gently shake your neck from side to side to loosen it up. Sway your hips from side to side to release any stiffness in your hamstrings and calves. And then release the hands, give a soft arch on the back, and slowly start to come into a standing position by stacking the spine one vertebrae at a time. Bring the shoulders and the head up last. Once you're standing, take a full deep breath and exhale. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, give a generous bend in the knees. Place your arms down to stabilize you. And then extend the arms forward and slowly rise with the hips coming into chair pose. You can look down to make sure you can still see your toes so that the knees and ankles are more aligned. Hold here for a couple of deep breaths. and fold forward. Come into a half lift. With the half lift, you want to make sure that your back is straight. So if the fingertips are too far of a reach, you can also hold on to the shins or the knees, whichever keeps your spine the straightest. And fold forward. Placing your hands on the mat, step both feet back and come into a downward facing dog. You can walk your heels up and down to release any stiffness in the hamstrings and calves. Alternatively, you could give a nice bend in the knees, pushing into your arms, straightening the back and bringing your chest closer to the knees. From here, you have two options. As a beginner, I would suggest the Cobra pose. For the Cobra pose, first bring the knees down to the mat, the chest in between the hands and the chin to the mat. Untuck the toes and slide into a Cobra. Make sure that the elbows are tucked in towards the ribs and stay here for a few deep breaths. Alternatively, if you would like an intermediate or advanced variation, from the down dog, you could also shift the weight into your arms, slowly come down to hover above the mat, and then untuck the toes and slide back, and stay here for a few deep breaths. Keep the knees nice and engaged if you are in the up dog position. And then tuck the toes in, coming back into a downward facing dog. Look between the hands and step the right leg up, followed by the left leg. Go into a half lift. Fold forward, extend the arms out and raise yourself up from the hips, coming into a standing position. Release the arms. From here, find a focal point in front of you and first bring the left leg in towards the right thigh. If you feel stable here, slowly start raising the arms up all the way to the top and interlocking the fingers with the index pointing up. Squeeze your core in towards the spine to stabilize yourself. Take a few deep breaths here. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. And slowly, with control, bring the arms down, followed by the leg. Now let's do this on the other side. Find your focal point, and then bring your right leg up with the foot in towards the left thigh. Make sure your hips are nice and open. You can use your hand to guide the right knee out. Once you feel stable here, slowly start raising your hands up, interlocking the fingers above you. Take a few deep breaths here. Engage your lower back and your stomach as you begin to stabilize here. Be mindful of the weight distribution across your feet. Is it more to the front, the back? What is helping you up at the moment? And then slowly release the arms, followed by the leg. Bring the feet together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend forward. Give a deep bend in your knees. Inhale, extend the arms forward and come into a chair pose. You can look down to make sure that you can still see your toes and the knees are behind them. And folding forward, place both hands on the mat and step back with both feet into a downward facing dog. Here you can take your choice of back bend, either go into the cobra or you can go into the up dog. And stay here for a few deep breaths. Do whichever back bend is most comfortable for your body without too much strain. And tuck the toes under, come back into a downward facing dog. Look between the hands, step the left leg up, and slowly bring the right knee down, walking the left foot to the right edge of the mat. Once you're there, slowly bring the left knee down to the mat, sinking into your hips. Make sure that the shin is parallel to the front of the mat and the toes are pointed back towards your knees. If you're comfortable here, make sure your back is straight and stay here for a few deep breaths. If you would like to take it one step further, you could also come to rest on your forearms, ensuring that your back is straight. And if you'd like to take a deeper stretch today, you can also extend the hands out, coming to rest your forehead on the mat. Keep breathing deeply. Lift your forehead up and slowly walk your hands back towards you. Release this pose by pushing up on the back knee and then walking the left foot back to its side. Step the left leg back and bring the right leg forward. Start walking the right foot to the left edge of the mat and bring that knee gently down to the mat. Make sure the toe is pointed back towards the right knee. If you're comfortable here, stay in this position and keep breathing. If you'd like to go a step further, you can bring your forearms to the ground. Keep the chest open and pushing forward. Alternatively, you can also walk your hands forward and bring your forehead to the ground. Keep breathing deeply and allow every inhale to travel all the way down to your lower back, stretching out the lower spine as your stomach is compressed. And raise your forehead up and slowly walk your hands back towards you. Now gently lift up on the back knee and start bringing the right foot back to its side. Push up on the back leg and bring the left leg to the front. With a small gap between your feet, go into a half lift. And fold forward. Extend the arms out in front of you and rise into a standing position. Release the arms. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, raise the arms up, and exhale, bend forward. Inhale, half lift. Bend the knees, extend the arms out, and come into chair pose. Keep your chest open and your entire arm engaged. and fold forward. Placing both hands on the mat, step both feet back and come into a downward facing dog. Take your choice of back bend, either the cobra or the up dog, whichever is most comfortable for you. Tuck your toes under and come back to a downward facing dog. Look between the hands, step the left leg up and then the right leg. Half lift. Fold forward, extend the arms out and come into a standing position. Release the arms. Inhale and exhale. Now from here, find a spot on the floor in front of you. Once you have your gaze fixed on this spot, slowly begin to bring the right leg up in towards your chest. Use your hands to get them further in. If you're comfortable here, continue to stay here and keep breathing. Or else, if you'd like to take it a step further, you can also use your right hand to hold your big toe. Extend the left arm out to find your balance. If you'd like to try an intermediate or advanced variation, you can also start extending your leg by straightening the knee. Hold here for a few deep breaths. And slowly bend the knee and bring the leg down. Let's try the other side. Once again, find your spot to focus on and bend the left knee to bring it into the chest. Once you feel stable here, you can use your left hand and hold the left toe. Extend the right arm out to find your balance. If you'd like to try the intermediate or advanced variation, you can also begin to extend the leg by straightening the knee. And then bend the leg and bring it back to the floor. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees generously, extend the arms forward, and come into chair pose. And fold forward. Go into a half lift. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat and step both the feet back into a downward facing dog. Here you can take the back bend of your choice, either the cobra or the up dog. Stay here and keep breathing deeply. Tuck the toes under and come back into a downward facing dog. From here, look between the hands and step the right leg forward. Flatten the back foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat, and then swing the arms up so that the hands are on the same height as the shoulders. Make sure that the front knee is aligned with the front foot. Flip the front palm and send it back over your head in a reverse warrior. And come back to center. Now flip the back palm and send it again over your head, bringing the front elbow down on the knee. and come back to center. Now shift the weight into the front leg and slowly hop onto the front leg to hover the back leg. Spread your arms out to help you balance. Once you feel comfortable here, you can slowly give a micro bend in the front leg and bring the right arm down to the floor. And once you feel stable here, slowly start to open the hips up to the right side and extend the arm up. And then come back to hover on the right leg and step back with your left leg, coming back into a warrior two. Swing both the arms down onto the mat and step back with your right leg. Take the back bend of your choice, either the up dog or the cobra. Take a full deep breath here. Tuck the toes in and come back into a downward facing dog. From here, look between the hands and step the left leg forward. Flatten the right foot and make sure it's parallel to the back of the mat. Your front knee and ankles are aligned, and then swing your hands up and in line with your shoulders. Sink into that front knee. Flip the front palm and send it back over your head. Keep the chest open and keep the neck engaged. And come back to center. Now flip the back palm and send it over the head and bring the front elbow to support the knee. And come back to center. Now shift the weight into your front leg. Hop onto the front leg and let the back leg hover behind you. Use your arms to balance and steady yourself. Give a micro bend in the front knee. Find a focal point on the floor below you and then slowly bring the left hand down to the floor. Once you feel stable here, start opening the body up to the right side. And then slowly bring your weight back to hover on the left leg and slowly step back onto the right foot, coming back into warrior two. Roll the hands forward on the mat, step the left leg back, come into a downward facing dog. Look between the hands and choose your back bend, either a cobra or the up dog. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then tuck your toes under and come back into a downward facing dog. From here, slowly bring your knees down to the mat and sit back on your heels. Take your knees out to the edge of the mat and slowly start walking your hands forward, bringing your forehead down. Wide knee child's pose. Make sure that your hips are sunk into your heels and allow your body to rest here. Use the extra space in between your legs to breathe deeply and expand the chest and the abdomen. Take a couple of more deep breaths in this position. And then slowly lift your forehead up and start walking your hands back towards you. Bring your knees together, sit over to one side, and stretch your legs out in front of you. Slide down to the middle of the mat and come into a Shavasana or corpse pose. Make sure that your feet are a good distance apart. Let your toes relax towards the outside. Hands beside you with the palms facing up. Relax the back of the head firmly into the mat. And then slowly close your eyes and begin to reconnect with the breath. Feel all the parts of the body that are in direct contact with the mat. And breathe into these parts, allowing them to sink deeper and deeper into the floor. Breathe into your heels, your calves, your thighs, your glutes and your hips. Breathe into your mid-back, your upper back, your shoulder blades and your shoulders. Breathe into the entire length of your arms, triceps, forearms, wrists, and the back of the hands. Breathe in to the top of your neck and the back of your head. With every inhale, imagine the air going all the way down into all of these parts. And as you exhale, allow them to melt into the floor. Inhale deeply, right down to the abdomen. And exhale slowly and completely. Allow your body to relax completely with every breath. And now slowly start to bring awareness back into the room and back into your body. Introduce a little movement by wiggling your toes and your fingers. Gently move your neck from side to side. Interlock your fingers in front of you and stretch your arms up over your head, pointing your toes away from the body. Release the arms beside you and slowly bend one leg to roll over to one side. Use your hands as support and gently push up into a cross-legged seated position. Take a couple of more deep breaths here. And gently open your eyes. Thank you for attending this Vital Yoga session. I hope to see you in a future session. Stay tuned and have a lovely day ahead.